Alright. So Gamescom is in full swing, and they've got a playable demo of Sonic Frontiers there. And the security seems to be a lot more lax than it was at the Summer Game Fest, as we're actually getting some footage and images come out of this demo, including images from the opening cutscene and gameplay from the cyberspace stages. We've also got Steelbooks and all sorts of crazy stuff, so stay tuned. We're going to be breaking it down, I'm going to be discussing it, I'm going to be giving my thoughts. Yeah. Wayne is boss, Zuki. Fuzikasi mala no funky action in a ping pong. So, first things first, we're going to look at the Steelbooks. We got this one here from GameStop, and you know why GameStop is something of a failing business, right? They didn't stop the games. Now, this one is nice. It's a lot like a piece of early promo art we saw with Sonic sort of diving off into the sunset, but this time Sonic is cheekily looking at the viewer. He's turned his head a little bit. And then we have this one here from Best Buy, which just has the logo against the sort of glyphic patterns behind it. Maximum effort, guys. Not gonna lie, I really want the Steelbook. I want the one that's from GameStop. We've also got to look at some customization options such as the skill tree and a speed slider, which allows you to change Sonic's starting speed. Which is neat because I recall my sister saying, "Oh, I can't play Sonic Colors. It's too fast. It's not like it's a Sonic game or anything. You can't control him at all." Well, if that's the case, why have I completed the game? Ha! Girl gamers, am I right? Okay, fine, I deserve that. And over on Twitter, Sonic Stadium shared their experiences with the demo at Gamescom, and it was pretty revealing what they had to say. See, from what we can gather, this is very much a boost-style gameplay for Sonic, but there have been a few major changes. So the control scheme is different now. I'm not going to go too far in depth with that because, to be honest, I don't really care until I've got it in hand, but just like boost is on the right trigger, which is probably to make room for more combat controls, which I guess means the drift isn't back. But at the very least, it does look like they've got Sonic's turning under control in this game, so I guess we'll see. But now we've also got some returning moves, such as the light speed dash. And one that makes me very, very happy, Sonic has his bounce move back. He still has the stomp as well, but he can also do that little bounce thing that he did in games like Sonic Adventure 2. They've also brought back the parkour from Sonic Lost World as well, of course reincorporating it quite heavily into the boost style of gameplay. There's also a form of drop dash now. And Sonic can also homing attack from the ground, which means he no longer has to jump for that. I'm not sure if that makes things more automated or not. That's something that does bug me a little bit, is when they're kind of taking away some of those player inputs, but it does sound like Sonic's skill set is pretty comprehensive this time, which is ideal for this open zone Sonic thing they're trying to go for. And I think if you're going to have one gameplay style in the game, it only makes sense to have it be as comprehensive as possible, which is, I think, what excites me the most about Sonic Frontiers. It sounds like, yes, we are getting this one singular play style, and yes, fans of other playable characters might be disappointed, but at the same time, they're doing everything that can be done with that playstyle, which they haven't actually done before. We haven't had an unrestrained Sonic gameplay style before. The closest thing we've ever had was Sonic Adventure, but even then we had those other playable characters in there, so the Sonic portion of that was still pretty bite-sized. But I am really excited to see that they have incorporated these different moves from Sonic's past, and they're also adding the new combat moves as well. And for someone who's wanted to see Sonic curl into a ball a little more often in the modern games, it is kind of reassuring to hear that there is a form of drop dash in there. Also, going by the gameplay as well, it looks like the boost is no longer fueled by rings or white wisps, instead being a little meter that depletes and recharges, with the meter on the heads-up display being this tiny little ring next to Sonic. Not sure if I like it being next to Sonic, not sure if that breaks the immersion or not. I know they did it in Breath of the Wild, I'm just not sure if I like it here, if I'd rather just have the boost gauge in the bottom left corner like we usually do. We've also got our best look at the heads-up display yet as well, with the little speedometer on the right there, level indicators for the skill tree on the left, and all the collectibles in the top left. We've got a little radar so we know where to go. Yeah, I'm really liking all this. It's clean, it's subtle, it's non-intrusive, I like it. Now let's talk about these cyberspace stages then, because I think there is quite a bit to kind of talk about here, and I think there's going to be quite a lot of well, different opinions regarding cyberspace. And I think there's a bit of misunderstanding as to what this actually is, but at the same time, I can understand why people are worried. So, we've got videos of the full playthroughs of Green Hill Zone Act 1 and Sky Sanctuary. I don't know what specific act that is, but like it's a Sky Sanctuary act. And what we saw was incredibly linear and incredibly quick. Both of these stages were completed in very little over a minute. So again, these are very quick, very bite-sized stages. Just a quick shot of linear Sonic action and then it's back out into the open world. And of course, you can earn more keys by doing different objectives in there beyond just getting the goal. Like you can, do an S rank, or you can get 150 rings or get all of the red star rings. It's, very standard fare for Sonic. Now, I think when this was kind of first pitched to us that there'd be these cyberspace stages, I think, a lot of us were under the impression that it was like a best of both worlds kind of thing. You've got the open world Sonic, which kind of acts as a hub world for these traditional Sonic stages. But no, these are really short, bite-sized mini stages instead. And I think because of that, this game is absolutely going to live and die by the quality of its open zones, which I do think are the main focus of this. I think that was Sega's main focus going into this. I think people were kind of under the impression that this was going to be like a typical Sonic game, but with that open world built on top of it. But it sounds like the traditional Sonic levels have been very scaled down, only intended to be bite-sized. Now, I say that, but it does all depend on Sega's intentions here. Were these intended to be bite-sized little mini stages, or are they intended to just be traditional Sonic stages? And the reason I say that is because, drumroll please, I'm gonna say the F word, Sonic Forces. Sonic Forces had very short, very linear levels, a lot like this. There's not a world of difference between the stages in cyberspace and the stages in Sonic Forces. So a previous game set that precedent that a normal Sonic stage can just be really short and really linear. So what I'm hoping happened here is that Sega went in saying, okay, we're doing this big open zone Sonic game, and the cyberspace stages will be bite-sized to, I don't know, maintain a good pace. It will be in service of the pacing, I guess. If that's the case, fine. If they've gone in with the mandate, though, of, oh, we're gonna have the best of both worlds, we're gonna have traditional Sonic stages in there, and this is what they're trying to pass off as a traditional Sonic stage now, then I'm not too pleased. Because then it feels like they've forgotten how to make a traditional Sonic stage. And I think there's a lot of Sonic fans that just want reassurance that Sega still know how to make a traditional Sonic stage beyond an open zone, which is understandable. Now, a lot of people that have played these demos have said that the cyberspace stages feel very arcadey. They feel like a side thing. The open zones are the main event, in which case, as I say, this game is going to either live or die by its open zones. They need to be big, and they need to be substantial. I think a worst case scenario is that the open zones aren't big enough, and that there's not enough to actually do in them. Now, from the looks of the recent trailer, particularly the story trailer, I'm pretty confident there's going to be plenty to do in these open zones. But I think the biggest worry about this game is that you spend a load of time in this open zone just grinding. You fight the same auto-generated enemies and bosses over and over again, sort of, I guess, randomly generated. We get a big one where you get a little one. That the open zone is going to be just all repetition, and that the fresh parts are going to be cyberspace, but then cyberspace is so short and insubstantial. You see what I mean? This is how they could screw up the game. This, in my eyes, is the worst case scenario. Going by the story trailer, I'm quite confident that that won't be the case. It looks like there is a really nice varied amount of things to do, places to explore, enemies to fight, puzzles to solve. There's the Cocos, there's opening up new parts of the island. It looks like a lot of that substantial platforming that we kind of crave and that we felt a little robbed of in Sonic Forces is very much going to be in those open zones. I'm just hoping that Sega still knows how to make a traditional Sonic stage, because it's such a shame. It really is. Like, we went from like Sonic Unleashed to Sonic Colors to Sonic Generations, with these level designs just getting better and better until they reached their peak in Generations, and then Forces seemed to throw all of that away, and Sonic Frontiers doesn't really show any signs that they've learned from that when it comes to traditional Sonic levels, but at the same time, that's probably just not the priority of this game. The best case scenario is that these cyberspace stages are just another layer to this game, and that they are just this fun little pace breaker, this fun little detour detour. That, you know, the intricate and more involving open zones are the meat of the game, and these are just a quick thrill. There's also every possibility that the cyberspace stages could get a little longer, or a little more elaborate, or a little more involving. It's just the thing is, what we've seen so far from cyberspace is less involving than the early stages of Sonic Generations. And if we compare it to Sonic Unleashed, oh my god. What is this? What is this all about? This is definitely intentional because it's an absolute one-to-one. Now, okay, it's not a terrible idea to, like, mash up level layouts and level themes, but at the same time, it means that there's nothing new here, ultimately, and that it's just a mashup. Or then it could be just that they got really, really lazy with their tutorial stage. And I'm seeing people on Twitter saying, calm down, it's just a tutorial stage, you shouldn't complain about it. But this is kind of unprecedented. We've not had a Sonic game just pull a level layout from a previous game before. Not a mainline one anyway. I'm not counting Sonic Generations 3DS, and I'm not counting Team Sonic Racing. Like, that's the thing, is we've had tutorial stages in Sonic games before, and they haven't been just ripped from previous ones. It's very difficult to defend this, and I'm hoping that Sega are not trying to fool us with this. I'm hoping that it's gonna be like some kind of twist that is like, oh, I misremembered, this is Windmill Isle and not Green Hill, or something like that. I said in a previous video that if they're going to bring back these familiar level themes, they do need to justify it with really good level design, and I'm not convinced. So I'm not convinced by Cyberspace yet. Cyberspace definitely appearing to be the weak link of this game. Every Sonic game has one. Every Sonic game has that one weak link in there, whether it's the treasure hunting sections, or the werehog, or classic Sonic. Every Sonic game has that one bit that's just not as good as the other component. I'm trying to reserve judgment, though, for when I have it in hand. I think, you know, like, again, it could just be that these are little detours. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see November 8th. I'm still excited for the game. I'm still optimistic about the game, but, you know, it's not perfect. There's definitely elements of it that are making me question the quality here. Now, I guess I'm just gonna roll the pictures from the demo, like the pictures of, like, the opening cutscene, so you can just have a look at those and pause them at your leisure, I guess. So what are we thinking so far? Keep discussion civil and friendly, for God's sake. It doesn't matter if you agree or disagree. I had one idiot saying, oh, this is the first slightly negative video I've seen on the story trailer. Stop your whining. Shut up. Whoa, thank you for defending my game. I'm totally real. Yeah, discuss in the comments below. I don't know, roll outro. Let's go. I say, you've made it to the end of the video! Congrats. No, but seriously, thanks a bunch for watching. And just now, I'll be extending a special thanks to the patrons in the $10 tier, who are the amazing Adam Myers, the courageous Ken K, the legendary Ray Ray, the magnificent Mr. SP, and the super Sergio. What an amazing and generous bunch of people. Thank you guys so much for your support. And if you want to join the ranks of these amazing people right here, the link to my Patreon is in the description below. Guys, these are not the easiest times in the world financially, so every little bit you folks are donating is doing wonders. I really would love to be able to do YouTube as a proper fully fledged career someday. It might just be a pipe dream, but maybe you guys can prove some people wrong. But of course, if donations aren't your thing, then, well, it means plenty to me that you just hit that cute little subscribe button over there. I didn't mean hit that way. Well, that's me done for the day. Thanks a whole bunch for your support, and have a fantastic day. I'm gonna see you so soon.